Today's Namaste Yoga continues our Benefits of Yoga series, and today's benefit is balance. Hello and welcome to episode 207 of Namaste Yoga. We're continuing our Benefits of Yoga series, and today's benefit is balance. We only have a few episodes left in our Benefits of Yoga series. I know all of you have enjoyed it. A few of you are saying, I don't want this series to be over, and I'm so surprised because do you guys realize that this series is 20 episodes long? It's like our longest series ever, and you still don't want it to be over, which is amazing to me. I'm going to start today with a testimonial that comes to us via email from Jennifer. We're outside because it's like a spring day here, even though we're only days away from winter. We're going to be having a beautiful winter solstice retreat on our membership site to celebrate on the 21st. So here's Jennifer's testimonial. She says, Dear Melissa, this is a long overdue thank you for the gift of the membership. And she's calling it a gift. I don't know why she signed up to become a member. And the kind card that you sent me. The delay in things is due to sheer procrastination on my part, not from any lack of gratitude. I'm very thankful for the membership and all its benefits that it provides. The videos are just amazing. I must say, Happy Hips is the best yoga routine ever. I've incorporated most of the poses into my schedule 3 times a week, and within a month or two, I noticed that I walk with less duck feet. My toes no longer point outward as much. Just amazing. It also helped to stave off the plantar patellar tendonitis pains that I usually get, and I was able to start walk-jog program, which I haven't been able to do for years. So this was so interesting to me. It made me think that Happy Hips has been one of my most popular videos forever. It's one of the first videos I ever filmed too. And it made me think about creating, because on the membership site, one of the benefits that we have is that we do shorter videos on the membership site, like 20-minute videos. That's one of the benefits of being a member. And I was thinking, because that video is actually 70 minutes long, it's a really long one. So it made me think about, what if we took that video and made it into shorter bits and we created hippie shorts? So maybe we'll film that while we're in Florida and I can wear shorts while I'm doing it. So what do you think? Do you like that idea? Do you want me to do hippie shorts? We'll create that for the members. Leave your thoughts on that if you want hippie shorts in the membership site. Okay, so Karen goes on, you definitely deserve the title Best Yoga Teacher in Canada. I love that your yoga is for real people. Each class is like a much needed yoga therapy session. Continue to work on my posture. It is my biggest challenge, and we have a yoga for posture video on the membership site, so I think that's what she's talking about. Weak core, kyphosis, upper cross syndrome, and forward head posture are all big problems for me. Your head, neck, and shoulders videos help. And I'd love to download the video, Lengthen the Spine with Breath and Gravity. We're working on that video, right? Getting it on the membership site if it is ever available as an instant download. Thanks again for being such a wonderful and giving teacher, Jennifer. Okay, so we are going to head inside now to start our practice. Okay, so we're inside, and Donna has gifted me with a whole brand new outfit today, and these are brand new charcoal leggings with really pretty blue Om Mani Padme Om around the bottom. And then this was a special order top, bamboo top, and so if you're interested in special order top, you just have to email Squeezed, info@squeezed.ca. And this is, great if you have a studio. You might want to She does special orders for studios and stuff with logos and all things like that too. I don't know if you know that. And then later in the show, you'll probably see the other brand new top. Actually, this isn't a new top, it's an older top, but I'll show you later. It's another flying heart. She really loved the flying heart I had on last week, and so she got me another flying heart. This is an older shirt, but it's really pretty. You'll definitely see it later because this is an intermediate to advanced class, and we're going to be working for our yoga today. So you'll see it. For today's class, you'll need your mat, blocks, and a strap, and I think dusky leaf for my props. Okay, so you can go ahead and rest back as we begin our class on balance, lying down on your back. So make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Let it fall out of your mouth and allow yourself to arrive here. Let it be a transition from the busy focus, that kind of outward busyness of your day-to-day life, to a more inward focus of your yoga experience. So that's one way that we create balance in our life, is to create that transition. So we are going to be discussing the balance between your internal and external world today, with the bridge between those worlds being your breath. With your inhalation, you connect with your external world. So as you breathe in, you actually literally draw your external world into you. And at the end of your inhalation, you pause and you hold space to integrate that within you. And then when you breathe out, you literally become part of the external world. And then there's a space at the end of your breath while you release into the world beyond. Your breath is actually the moment-to-moment connection that creates balance between your internal and external worlds. So there are other things like food that allow you to take the world around you into you. Also things like your relationships allow you to interact with the world around you. But today I'm going to put forth that it's your breath that provides that continuous balancing act as you breathe in to draw in your connections to the outside world, and you breathe out and release and let go part of yourselves into the world. Samatvam Yog Uch Yate. That's from chapter 2, verse 48 of the Bhagavad Gita. And this translates as yoga is balance. So many of us practice yoga to find physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual balance. And balance is very much in motion all the time, much like your breath. Sometimes you will be receiving your breath with your inhalation, and sometimes you will be releasing your breath with your exhalation, or giving your breath away. And so it is with balance. It's in constant motion. With balance, there is movement and stillness in movement. Your external world is no doubt busy, full of activity, in overdrive and constant input. And sometimes the noise of our external world is so loud it keeps us from hearing the small voice within. Yoga allows us to unplug, refocus, balance, and be still. Your internal world is a place to find balance, wholeness, and presence. Gita Iyengar says, in asana, the mind has to reach inside the body to find a quiet space until a point comes where perfect balance is felt. So normally you use your senses to perceive your outer world. In this class, we will use our external senses as the yogis did to observe the outside world as we looked to the night sky, and specifically the star and the moon, to create those qualities within us, creating that balance between the rhythm of the day and the night. And in today's yoga practice, we will seek to create balance between your internal and external world by turning your senses inward to observe your internal landscape through the lens of your breath. So we're going to begin your practice today with breath awareness. Observe what happens when your breath leaves your body, and then the silence at the end of your breath. Then observe your breath as it moves into your body, and the silence as your body receives your breath. Notice this whole process as a means of creating balance between your internal and external worlds. Become aware of the exchange that takes place between your external world and your internal landscape on the wings of your breath from moment to moment. Notice how your breath travels out of your body and into the world, and how it travels from the world and into your body. Your exhalation travels away from you and into the world around you. And your inhalation travels towards you from the world around you. Observe the spaces between your breath. Notice where it feels like maybe nothing is happening because your breath out is traveling away from you, and your breath in is traveling towards you, but hasn't yet arrived. Then go ahead and form an intention for what it is you would like to receive in today's yoga practice. What is it that you're trying to create in your life right now? Knowing that we're looking at the breath as a vehicle for balance, as well as the balance between day and night. So that balance between the active part of our daytime and then the less active part of our experience at nighttime. So on the membership site, we have been reading Sarah Avant Stover's book, The Way of the Happy Woman, and it's all about finding balance between the rhythm of our days and seasons and months. And so today we're going to look at that through the lens of the day, and specifically the rhythm of the day. So the nighttime would be that, if we were going to have balance, it would be that less active time when the moon comes out, when the stars come out. So respecting that balance of sometimes there's time to give a lot of energy, and sometimes there's time when you back off and rest. And so kind of funny that this class is going to take a lot of energy to do. But just recognizing that there, with balance, sometimes, and Tim and I had this long conversation about this yesterday, sometimes parts of your life are going to require more activity, some parts of your life are going to require less. So balance is always in flux. And so go ahead and form an intention around that. And your breath is just such a great example of this, because it's always in motion. And sometimes you're filling yourself up, and sometimes you're letting go. And then there's those parts of the breath cycle too, where there's absolutely nothing happening. Pause at the end of the inhalation, the pause at the end of the exhalation. So just notice what part of balance you need to be in today in your practice, and set your intention. And then we're going to begin with asana, couch pose today. So you can choose which side you want to start on. I think I'm going to start lying on my left side today. You'll need your strap too for this. So for a couch pose, you line up your body in a straight line, and it's great to choose the back of your mat, because then you can see if you're really lining up in a straight line. And you can take your strap. And somebody told me once this is also called maybe Cleopatra pose. Take your strap. So you do actually prop your head up. And place it around your top foot. And you draw your leg up. You may not need your strap. You may be able to just hook your foot. And then we're going to release this down. And all I'm going to get you to do from here is just come right to lying on your stomach and take that same gesture leg and bend your right knee. Draw your right knee towards your chest. You could use your strap here still. Press the front of your pelvis into the ground, and you want to feel a stretch in the front of your quad. If you don't feel that, you can always place a blanket underneath your leg here. Make sure you feel this stretch in the belly of your muscle and not into your knees. And if you do, you need to back off. And then release your right leg down. And we'll just go ahead and switch legs. So bend your other leg in, reach around and hold on to your ankle if you can reach, and draw your leg in. So you're stretching out the front of your left leg. And continue to be aware of the way your breath enters and leaves your body, creates balance. And then release your left leg down. And then you're just going to keep rolling. So you're going to roll over onto your other side and prop your head up and hook up your foot. And so I'll just turn around and hook up. So line up your body first with the back of your mat so you're in a straight line, because this is also a balancing posture. It's pretty tricky to balance in a straight line on your side, surprisingly. Seems like it should be the simplest thing in the world, but it's not. And then you're going to hook up your foot and draw your leg up. Did you hear that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be my Vata body. So ideally you're going to stack those hip bones one on top of another. That's going to make your balance more challenging. And I would ideally bring my elbow back in line too, which is going to make my balance more challenging too. Make this a real couch pose. Okay, great. And then you're going to release this leg down and you're going to come up onto, okay, all fours. So on all fours, we're going to do just a little cat pose to warm up your spine. So spread your fingers nice and wide. Exhale, round up to your back. And then inhale and arch through your back. Okay, and then we're going to do a little supported, we're going to do half bow from kneeling here. So you're going to take your right leg back, your left arm forward and lift. And then you're going to bend your right leg in, reach your left arm around, and hold on. Then slowly lower down. And I told you guys we'd get to see this other shirt. It's going to be a warm one today. Oh, the sun's coming out here too, which is so lovely. Haven't seen the sun in quite a few days here. So mild today, feels like spring. Okay, so then what we're going to do is the other side now. So you'll take your left leg to the back of your mat and your right arm forward and lift. And you could stay here, or you can bend your left leg, reach your right arm around and hold on, and then lift. And then go ahead and release and let go. We'll just sit back in Balasana, child's pose. And then you can roll up again. We're going to do Ikpada Raj Kapot Asana. So pigeon pose. Let's come into downward facing dog. And from Adho Mukha Svanasana, we'll come into pigeon. So take your right leg up. Give it a little shake. Bring your right knee forward. Reach your left leg back and long. And then you'll fold forward over your bent right leg. So you could always lie on your back and do keyhole instead as an option. And then we'll step back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And do that on the other side. So take your left leg up. Bring your left knee forward. Reach your right leg back and long. And then fold forward over your bent left leg. And ride your breath out. And then come on up. And for this one, I think you're probably going to need something underneath your knees. So you can either double up your mat, or if you're feeling like a princess like me, you can get a nice cushion for underneath your knee. So you can place the cushion underneath your knee and walk your left leg through. And we're going to do lunge pose. And you can stay here, asana, or you can pick up your back leg. This is why I wanted the cushion. How are those quads feeling? We haven't quite worked the quads in this way in a very long time. So this lunge pose here, if you do it with your arms up like this, and you can join me, this is sometimes called crescent moon pose. You can reflect on the shape of the crescent moon in the sky as a way to connect with the night sky. And then we'll go ahead and switch sides. Whew, so thankful for that nice squishy pillow. Okay. And place your folded blanket or folded mat or pillow under your left knee and step through with your right leg until you feel an opening in the front of your left hip. And then you can come upright and you can stay here. Relax your shoulders down. Drop your tailbone. Stay long through your spine. You can stay here, or you can... You see, I had to convince that. I still have to convince that back leg that it wants to come up. You want to come up here? You want to come up, don't you? It's okay. This side is not so sure. Sweet talk in the left leg. Okay. Okay, so I'll sink and drop into this one here now. And then lift up into that crescent moon shape. Okay, and release. Oh, those hip stretches can be intense. Feel the intensity. Okay. Now, from here, what we're going to do is practice our half moon balancing for when we come up to standing. And these could be great for when you come up to standing. If you want to modify, you can come back here. So we'll start on all fours. And take your left leg to the back of your mat. And then you can open up. Bring your left arm up. So you can stay here. Or you can, watch out for the plants in the room. Lift your back leg. And actually this would be a good modification for star pose too, which we're going to build next. You're going to love that. Now you can also try to bend your leg and open up. So, because we're going to try and do over the moon, and we stand up too. So you could also come back here and do it from kneeling. It's a modified version of the pose as well. Okay, so let's release all that down. How about cat on your forearms with your palms facing up? This is a counter pose. Just hang and drop your head. Okay, we have to do the other side. All right, so this time it will be your right leg that comes to the back of your mat. Bring it behind your left toes. Open your hips up. Bring your arm up so you can stay here. Or you can lift your back leg. So notice how much movement is happening with all this balance. And then you can try, if you'd like, to bend your top leg. And open. And then release that all down. Okay, let's come on down and we're going to do star pose now. I'm going to give you lots of options here to build this up. So this is going to be like a series of option building. This is where you're going to see my background as a fitness instructor come out as we build. Maybe, should we count how many options I give you here? Option number 1. On your elbow, knees bent. Draw your shoulder back. Lift your rib cage away. Lift up, arm up. Okay, option number 2 is to take your leg out. Option number 3 is to lift your top leg up. Okay. Option number 4 is to take your legs out and come up. Option number 5 is to lift your top leg up. Option number 6 is to come onto your arm. Option number 7 is to lift your top leg. Oh. So you chose whichever version worked best for you and you stayed with it. Let's try star pose on the other side. So honoring the difference between the energy of the balance between night and day. Daytime is energy giving, nighttime is energy receiving. Okay, so this time you're on your left side. Okay, choose which version is going to work best for you and stay with it. Okay, so option number 1 was knees bent. Draw your rib cage away, lift up. Option number 2 was leg out. Option number 3 was leg up. Option number 4 was legs long. Option number 5 was legs long with leg up. Option number 5 was, that's option number 6. Option number 6, I don't know. Maybe it was creative math. Option number 7. Whew. Okay. Whew. Who knew it took so much effort to be a star? Wow, one could take that statement on so many levels. Tuck your toes under. Inhale. Exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Look forward to your hands. Walk your feet in. Roll up to standing. Okay, from standing we're going to do a little eye yoga to balance between what's up close, what's far away. So it's kind of the difference between your inhale and your exhale, balancing between your internal and your external world. So what's up close would be your internal world. Looking on the horizon would be your external world. So place your palms in front of you and you're going to focus up close. That's going to be your internal world. And then you're going to inhale, look on the horizon. So point as far away as you can in your room, or if you've got a window, it would be great to look outside. So that's going to be your external world, balancing between your internal and external world. Okay, so inhale. Exhale, to being goofball behind the camera. Inhale. Exhale. Yes, damn, you are my world. Stop it. You might even remember back to the breath exercise that we did at the beginning, the breath awareness of your breath coming to you and your breath moving away from you, that balance between your internal and external world here too. And one more. Then release this from your body and shake it out. And then we're going to do half moon balancing pose here. So from here, you're going to need a block. If you'd like to use a block, you don't have to. I prefer to use a block in half moon balancing pose. And you're going to inhale and exhale, come into a standing forward fold. I like to place my block a little bit to the outside of my right foot. I've got it on my right hand. And then you're going to take your left leg up and behind you. Drop your right sit bone. Open up your left hip. You can bring your left arm up. And I like to keep my eyes on the ground. When you start to turn your head, it gets your inner ear involved and it's more challenging to balance. We can also add over the moon here as well. So that looks like bending your back leg and holding on. And then opening up that leg as well. Yeah, I've got a friend here, don't I? Okay. Let's go ahead and try that on the other side. So, take your block and place it to the outside of your left foot. And you're going to come into a standing forward fold. Remember, you can do these, you can go back to kneeling for these. You can always do these with your back against a wall as well. You can do these with a chair. It's a great way to do them as well instead of a block. So inhale. Exhale, come into your standing forward fold. Place your hand on your block or your chair if you're using it. Take your right leg back and up. You're going to open up your right hip, your right arm. So half moon balancing. And if you want to do over the moon, I'm going to try it a little differently on this side by contracting in to bend my knee and then coming back out for over the moon, kind of building the pose again and allowing it to expand again, kind of the way the phases of the moon work. Then when you're ready, you can let this posture out of your body and release the night sky. And we're going to, wow, really felt that on the back of my leg there. We're going to come down and do a nice revolved twist, and then you're going to have a well-earned Savasana today. Okay, Ninka always used to say, the more challenging the class, the sweeter the Savasana. Okay, so lying on your back. You're going to use this block for your reclined twist. Bend your knees. Place the block between your knees, arms in a soft T. Press your feet into the block. Lift your hips, place them to the left side of your mat, and then take your knees over to the right side of your mat. And turn your hips up, your chest up towards the ceiling. You want to try and keep your knees stacked here to keep your SI joint safe. Okay, I think every muscle in my body is shaking now. And then come on back to center and untuck your hips. Do that on the other side. Press into your feet a bit. Take your hips over to the right side of your mat and come into the twist on the other side. Turn your chest up towards the ceiling. Look over your right shoulder. And then go ahead and release this posture out of your body and come onto your back for a much deserved rest, to balance all that effort with some rest. So gradually allow your breath to deepen and start to wiggle and stretch out. And then you can bend your knees. And roll to your right side. And slowly make your way up to seated. So thank you for joining me for episode 207 of Namaste Yoga. I will see you next week for episode 208. Namaste. What are you doing?
Just seeing what you're doing. What are you doing?
Clearing the space.